letting my frizz fly away. What is up, Glam Fam? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of my 30-day series of Loc Tips. I'm super excited to continue to share some information and some tips on what's helped me in my 3-year loc journey going on 4, and soon to come vegan tips for my 2-year vegan journey. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Glamorous, aka Locked and Vegan, and if you don't know what I'm about or what I do, go ahead and check out my socials so we can get familiarized. If you're getting value, hit that like button. Please comment any questions you feel I should address during this series and share with your friends and family you feel would benefit. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on those post notifications so you will never miss a video. So let's get into it. So this loc tip is like a part 2 from my last loc tip about not putting your hair up too much and straightening your edges. I mentioned a few hair ties that help me to put my hair up without straightening it too much, so I want to give a little bit of advice about what hair ties to use for locks with updos, or just like putting your hair in a hair tie in general, especially when your locks start to get longer. And if you have thicker locks, then these little baby hair ties right here are like not really gonna do you any justice. As my locks started to grow, these were popping left and right, so I had to upgrade, you know what I'm saying? So today's loc tip is about how to find the best hair ties for your locks. These are a few that I use on a daily basis. So let's start with this basic headband, just like a headband that I got from Walmart. Super stretchy, it is already super big. This actually is a headband that has that kind of like, I don't know if you can really see it, this little like rubbery band, and this is to like help it stay in place. Of course, the rubber band in the middle is not necessary. Any regular headband is fine, because when you double it, it can work as a regular hair tie that's still super stretchy, but it's still bigger than your average hair tie. And a headband has a little bit more support when you double it up rather than just this single hair tie. I like to use these headbands just as like literal headbands, and putting your hair to the side, making it work for you. Super cute, so your hair is still out of your face, but if you still want it down. I also like to push it back a little bit more so that it's kind of just like a wide ponytail. I say like ponytail because it's not really like a tight ponytail, but it gives that feeling of a ponytail. It's a loc ponytail. So not straining your hair, not tight on your edges. Of course, you're gonna get a little bit more frizzies because you're not holding anything back up at the front. So I would do this style not necessarily to go out or like go to work or school or anything like that, but maybe just a hairstyle around the house to get your hair out of your face but still let it loose, or going to the grocery store, doing like your daily errands, things like that. Of course, don't be ashamed of your frizz to go out to like work and school like this either, but that's how I use this style mostly. And of course, when you use your headband, this makes it a lot easier to just twist and like do a quick bun with a lot less strain, because it's only wrapping around your hair twice and it's very sturdy still. Whenever I do low buns, high buns, my headband hair tie is my first go-to because it is the best combo of being secure and not straining anything. So I'm going to show you how I do a high bun. Put my hair upside down, right? I start up here so that I can gather as much frizzies in the back as possible and kind of like slide it up. And make sure you're getting the front frizzies too. And you're like gonna twist at the front, pull these two together as it goes back so that you're also getting the frizzies in the front, okay? So just pull. You're getting all of your frizzies and holding it as tight as possible, okay? Flip your hair over into that bun. Now, let me tell y'all something. This is the best bun I've ever done ever with this with this headband hair tie. I'm so glad that I did this so perfectly for you guys. But you see how simple that is, and it's such a cute bun, sturdy, presentable. And I wanted to show y'all that in real time so you can see how I'm using the hair tie to start at my edges, and then as I like twisted it and cross it and pull it, it's shrinking up to push back my edges with it. That's how I do it with just the hair tie alone. It's amazing. So cute, right? So my next hair tie that I want to show you is another headband, yes, but it is a smaller headband, a little bit thicker too. And this I think is like a kid's headband. I use this as a 1-loop hair tie. I don't usually double it because that's gonna be too tight. I think this is probably smaller than this width. What I use this with is pretty limited just because it's a little bit tighter, but I do use this as my regular either headband or 1-loop ponytail. So you see here, since this headband is a little bit thicker, it covers a little bit more. You can actually see the headband, it's very prominent. And I feel like this also works better with my loc ponytail when I push it back a little bit more to give it a ponytail vibe, just because it's a little bit tighter. So like the frizzies that were a little bit more loose with the regular headband is pulled back a little bit more with this tighter headband. It's also thicker and smaller, so it holds a little bit tighter and pushes the hair back more into a ponytail rather than just so loose. I mean, with the headband, it's not super loose, but it is a lot looser. It's basically almost like your hair is down. You're just kind of getting it out of your face. This is more of a loc ponytail because it holds it a little bit tighter and a little bit in a smaller diameter. So this is all that I would really use this hair tie for, or headband. Or I would use it when I'm using another hair tie to maybe put my hair in a high bun and there's like different locks still kind of coming out. I would put this over to have any extra security. And last but not least, my favorite of all time hair ties is this spirally hair tie that already comes pretty stretchy, pretty wide. It's really good for longer hair, longer locks, thicker locks. And the thing I love about this hair tie is that it goes super big. Yes, there is a limit, so it's not maybe as stretchy as like your headband. This is my go-to because I feel like it has a little bit more variety, because yes, it does expand this wide, but then it also goes back to being like super tiny. Yes, it does take a minute for it to shrink back to its like normal size, but it does get to be like this, about this size. But of course, because it's a little bit more stretchy and it has these spirals, then I feel like it just wraps around locks a little bit better. This does accommodate the regular ponytail really well. I feel like because it's spirally and it kind of has these indents like in and out, it does a really good job of not putting so much tension on my hair. Because it can expand and shrink, it feels breathable. So on my locks, like I barely feel the hair tie in my hair. It just feels like I'm putting my hair back. And it can do the same job as like a headband, where you're pulling your edges back here. And this one is black, so it's not really noticeable. And again, I feel like it's just a lot more breathable. And it might even be a little bit more stylish because it has those in and out indents. It gives like this like wavy look to the front of my hair, which I think is super cute. It's a little detail, but little details matter sometimes, you know? And I feel like this does really well with my high buns. So let me show you how I put that together. I go around once, twist, and bring my hair in here. So this is what I use for my messy buns. I feel like it is a little bit more messy because of the way I have to put it up. Since it's not like a headband, I can't just like go through the process that I did with my hair tie by like holding up my edges first. I like the messy bun look, so this like is my go-to just because I think it's super cute with my locks poking out and stuff, not super uniform and organized. I also think because of the spirals and because it like expands, it does a lot better with like me not having headaches throughout the day. So I feel like this is a little bit more long lasting. The headband is kind of designed to push everything together. It has that like elasticity, but with this spiral headband, it is gonna expand and stay expanded. It's a little bit less tension when it comes to this hair tie than like, you see how it's always, this headband is always trying to come back together. So when you have that double, there's not really a lot of expansion here. Yes, it is stretchy, but I feel like it is always going to get tighter. This one, when it expands, it's expanded, and then it takes time for it to shrink again. So I do feel like there's pros and cons to each hair tie that I've suggested. These are my 3 go-tos in different colors and different forms, but like the big headband, the small headband, and this spirally hair tie, which is more of a like rubber texture. It's not soft, I will tell you that. So if you're more of a person that is looking for like a soft hair tie on their locks, then I would stick with the headbands because this really is not soft, which might be a downside to it. I'll make sure to add some hair ties in my description so you guys can know where to start. If these have worked better for you with the elasticity and the softness, but they're just too small, then I would definitely recommend just getting the bigger versions of these because they are also super stretchy. I mean, you see how big this stretches to. Imagine the bigger one stretching as far as it does. It's basically like a mini headband. So I do like those. I just didn't have them on me right now. So that is my hair tie suggestion for my lock tip today. Let me know in the comments what your favorite hair tie is or what your go-to hair tie is on a daily basis so we can kind of help each other out in the comments to see what your hair type is, where your lock stage is, and what hair tie works better for you in your journey right now. That is my lock tip for today. Make sure that you're treating your locks with love and not so much tension. Take care of your edges. Make sure you're not giving yourself a headache. And I will see you next time for our next lock tip. Thank you so much for watching this entire video and staying with me through this 30-day series of lock tips. You are very much appreciated. You are very much loved. Have a great rest of your day.